amigos y bienvenidos a mi canal de YouTube. Me llamo Tima y yo tengo 21 años. Yo aprendí español para 4 días y hoy yo quiero hablar un poco de español. Yo empiezo aprender español porque yo quiero mostrar mi método de aprender un idioma nueva y yo pienso que él puede ayudaros. Yo no puedo hablar muy rápido y no puedo hablar muy fácil, pero yo quiero practicar y generalmente me gusta el idioma español. So, let me tell you guys how I learned Spanish the 4 days that I learned. My Spanish is terrible, but it's okay because I started learning it 4 days ago. So, what was the first thing that I did? I first watched an alphabet video because I didn't know the alphabet. And starting off with the alphabet, I was really confused because there are different ways that they're calling the sounds and they're calling the letters. Then I found out that there's like a noticeable difference between Spanish from Spain, Spanish from Latin American countries. Also within them, like there's a difference between Spanish from Mexico and Spanish from Argentina. There's a lot more than I thought. So for example, when I was learning French, there wasn't so much confusion for me. So basically, the amount of content in French from France was more than the amount of content from French, for example, from Canada. But in Spanish, it's not like that. Actually, the content from Latin America is way more than the content from Spain. And so now I just watch a mix of everything. The majority of the things that I'm learning are probably in Spanish from Spain, but also a huge part of them are from Mexico. It's a mix. And I basically don't know exactly what I'm doing, but it's okay. So first I watched the alphabet video, and then I started, like I always suggest, watching a grammar video in your mother language. But the thing is, I started that, but I didn't really connect with the video, so to say. So I looked up another video, and this one was more interesting. I will put all the links of the stuff that I watched in the description. But this one was really helpful and really interesting. I'm still not done. I'm like 2 hours into the video. It's like 4 hours in general. The thing is, it's in English, so I think that's really cool because I know a lot of you guys don't speak Farsi, so it might be helpful for you if you're trying to learn Spanish. Still, my advice is to first find something in your native language, but if that didn't help, then your second most dominant language. So for me, it was English. On the same topic, I started watching a lot of Spongebob. There are so many great Spanish channels. People, I love the Spanish content world. Like, there is just so much content. I started watching the Barbie movies again. I am so happy. So, like, a channel that I really recommend for learning is the Spongebob channel. Basically, they pick an episode, and I'll watch the pizza episode, for example, and then they will break it down and tell you what is the grammar structure here, what is this and what is that. So it's really helpful. Also, I finished one of the books that I picked at the library. This is the book that I finished. It's in German, Spanisch im Handumdrehen. And it's from the Pons publication, but I think they also should have it in English. And it's very interesting. Look, it has all the foods and like words for colors and days and stuff like that. And I think in general, it's really fun. I wouldn't still be like A2. I'm still in A1, but I think it's doable to finish A1 until like end of next week, but we'll see. Something that I am trying with Spanish, and I think is really helpful, is to turn on the subtitles, like the ones that automatically gives you subtitles, because they're quite nice. There are some problems, but they're quite nice. And then you can watch the grammar that you learned in the sentences. And sometimes I pause them and I look at them like, oh, okay, cool. This is what it means. I think Spanish is easier for me to dissect kind of, because a lot of the words are close to French. But on the other hand, because a lot of words are close to French, I had a hard time with pronunciation, especially words like attention. I regularly call them attention in French, like with the French pronunciation. So I need to work on that, because again, they're in the same family, so chances of mixing them up gets higher and higher the more I learn Spanish. But in general, it's a beautiful language and there are so much content on it. I use an app on my phone for conjugating verbs. And also, I think the video that I will link down below is going to be really helpful with grammar. However, disclaimer, I don't really agree with everything that the teacher is saying, because they're like saying a lot of times that you don't need to learn everything, not all the pronouns and not all the conjugations. In my personal opinion, you do, and I learn all of them, because if you really want to speak a language on a higher level, you need to have like strong foundations, and in order to have strong foundations, you cannot overlook any part of the language, even if it feels like you can kind of overlook it and you will not use it that much. You really can't overlook it. So learn everything, in my opinion. And also, sometimes there are tiny mistakes in the video with the accent and stuff, so just make sure that you also double check it with other sources. But in total, it was really cool. I'm still a bit confused in my Spanish, but I think that's just normal, and I think that will go away in like 2 weeks time. And today I watched my first Barbie movie that I haven't watched before. It was Barbie and the School of Charm or something, and I understood what they are talking about. I understood the story, so I think that's amazing. And I'm very happy about the amount of content that there is in Spanish, especially about the Spongebob. Like, I think it's very obvious. I really like Spongebob, and anytime there's Spongebob involved, I am also involved. Also, someone asked me about how I maintain Spanish alongside French and German and Dutch. First of all, I haven't started Dutch yet. I will start it in the future of this month, but like in the future of this month. And French, I haven't studied this weekend because I was done with studying like more complex topics in any language after my German exam. So I didn't study French, but I will study from this week on. So basically what I want to say is I don't study all the languages in one day, because I don't like that. Usually, and this is what I did before I started exclusively studying for French exam, and then a part of the time I studied exclusively for German. But what I did was I divided the days. So like Monday, German, Tuesday, French, Wednesday, German, and so on. And I want to kind of do the same thing. Basically, I want to go Monday, French, Tuesday, German, Wednesday, Spanish, then, and so on and so forth. So in this way, I get 2 days of study per week for each language. And when I have Dutch, I will probably just do 4 days of Dutch straight on before I go to Netherlands, because I don't really want to learn it that much. I just want to be able to say a couple words in Dutch when I get to Netherlands. So that's how I'm going to do Dutch. It's not going to be in my plans today, because also this month I need to move twice. Once I need to move from here and we have to say goodbye to this beautiful background, and I need to go to a new place, and then after that I'm moving from Germany to Vienna for my Erasmus semester, and there I will have other background. So I will be very exciting with my new backgrounds. Yeah, so basically that's how I do it. I don't study everything in the same day. I don't think that's even really that possible, because if I study everything in the same day and I don't study for more than like 3-4 hours per day, each language will just get a tiny amount of time and doesn't help with anything. Because when I focus on something, I need to finish that. I don't like to do 10 minutes of something and then let it go. So that's how I study, and if you had any questions or any suggestions, I would be happy to read. And don't forget to check the description. I will add the channels that I'm watching currently in there, and also the Spongebob channels. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoy. Love you. Bye bye.